Hiya! Today I'm going to do something a little bit different. Yesterday we had a little bit of a panic in that I was busily just starting cooking away and our Actifry died. There was a bit of a clatter and every time we turned it back on it clattered and clattered, and I think there's a problem with the fan. Now our Actifry is something that we use constantly, although I know you can use it for loads and loads of different things. We tend to just use it for our chips and our roast potatoes because they are fantastic. To be able to have sin-free chips and sin-free roast potatoes, it just makes me very, very happy. So we couldn't be long without it. We'd got people coming around for dinner last night, and we were planning on doing some wedges with that. So we had to disappear off out to Curry's. So this is what we bought. Now there are quite a few various different Actifries. We have gone for just the Actifry original. It's got, it says on here, a capacity of 1 kilogram for 4 people. And again, you can cook various things in there. We bought it from Curry's. Obviously there's lots of other places that you can get them from, and as I say, this is the one thing that we just cannot live without. So I thought I'm going to today do a little bit of an unboxing with it. So I'm going to dive in. We ended up not using it yesterday, so ended up using the oven, which was a bit of a shock, but I'm going to save this so that I can show you what you get and how you use it. Okay, so this is the box. I've just unsealed it, and inside, as we open it up, you've got the instructions in there. Side. The little green spoon. So the little green spoon is so that you can measure your oil into the Actifry. I don't actually use it because we use our fry light in ours, but I'm just going to pop that to one side. Pallet tape. Polystyrene, and try not to drop it. Here is the Actifry itself. I'll move that out of the way. So, okay. So as I say, this is the original. This is the 1 litre. We used to have the the Express XL, which was great. It was bigger. And it got a bigger capacity. However, we found that there was a little gap around the edge and all the bits of potato flew out of it, so we decided we wanted to go back to the original one. So you can lift the handle up and down and press one of those buttons for it to open up, and inside that is your pan, your basket, so that's where you're going to put your chips or your potatoes. This is a little bit different to my old one, but that just clips out so that you can wash it. I do believe you can dishwash them, and I will check that later. Not that our dishwasher's working at the moment. You've also got, when you open it up in here, that's the filter. Again, slightly different to my old one, so that will just come out so that you can wash it and it protects the pan. So I just mentioned using fry light in this because you've got the filters in there. It is important, if you are going to use your fry light, that you put your stuff in and spray it away from the filter, because otherwise it can clog up in there. And then you just pop that in. I'm not going to do any chips just at this moment, but I'll just plug it in. That's how it works. Ooh, far enough. I think it said it's got a removable timer on this one, so I'm guessing that I can take it out into the kitchen. Oh, there we go. So if I set it for instance, I don't know how this actually works, but maybe if I read the instructions that will kind of help. So I'm guessing I can set it for 20 minutes or however long I need, and then disappear off into the other room and take the timer with me. Just on and off for it to work. So I'm going to leave it at that, and then I'm going to have a little look in the instructions book, and I'll give you some more information. Okay, so I've decided we're going to give the Actifry a bit of a try out. So I've cleaned it out just before its first use. I've peeled some potatoes ready for our roast this evening, chopped them up and put them in the Actifry. So just literally throw them in there. The tray goes in there, and you can close the handle down like that. Close the lid. I've got my little timer here. So the one difference with this that I've seen now I've read the instructions, is it hasn't got an auto shut off. With our XL one, which was the XL Express, it did have an auto shut off, so it got a digital timer. You programmed it for however long you wanted it, and then it will turn itself off. This one doesn't. You have to manually turn it on and off, but to be fair, that's not really too much of an issue. We've got our own way of doing our potatoes and our chips, etc. So I'm just going to start these off for 15 minutes. It says on this one, because again our XL one in theory should cook a little bit quicker, and this one's possibly a little bit slower, and it says it's about, what is it, 40 to 45 minutes for a kilogram of potatoes, which I reckon is what I've got there, possibly a little bit less. So I'm going to start it off for 15 minutes. As it stands, I've got no oil, so no fry light or anything on it, because I like to turn it on, and then once it's done 15 minutes we'll turn it off, and I'm just going to leave them there to steam for a little while, and then when we're nearer to time for our dinner, then I'll put it on for the remaining time. We find that it crisps up a little bit better, but I'm guessing everyone has their own method. So I'm going to just press start on that. If I want to, I can take the timer with me and take it off into the lounge while I'm sitting there, but I'm going to do some more vegetable preparation, so I'll leave that here for now, and we'll have a look at those when that's done. Okay, there's the timer going off. Okay, so that's had 15 minutes. If I just open it up. Do that. There we go. So you can see they're not cooked, but they're starting to get a little bit cooked on the edges, a little bit crispy. So I'm just going to close the lid, and I'm then going to leave that, turn it off, and leave it until we need it in a little while. Okay, so we're getting close to the time we're going to be eating. So potatoes have just been sat in the Actifry pan with the lid closed. I'm now going to squirt it with some fry light. As you can see, I've removed it from the Actifry. Put it back in, close it up, and turn on the power. And I'm going to set the timer for, going to give it 20 minutes for now, and then check on it in a few minutes once it's done. Okay, so the timer's just gone off, so I'm going to turn the Actifry off. You can just open it, and there we have some lovely crispy roast potatoes. And that's it on my plate with my roast dinner.